Life is a journey with a unique current for each of us. For some, this current is incredibly strong, guiding them along a path of deep purpose. These are souls committed to a journey that often transcends their own personal comfort. They navigate through immense challenges, resistance, and misunderstanding, yet continue to move forward with a quiet strength. But there is a profound pattern to observe: the outcome for those who actively try to obstruct such a person. When someone chooses to oppose a soul aligned with their true nature, they are not merely resisting another person. They are attempting to fight the very flow of life itself, and that is a struggle one cannot win. In this sharing, we will explore 9 inevitable consequences that unfold for those who oppose a person on their authentic path. If this reflection has found its way to you, perhaps it is because a part of you recognizes this journey. If you feel this deep calling to walk your own authentic path, you have found a space with others who feel the same. This is an invitation to join our community. Subscribe so we can continue to explore these profound truths together. To affirm your presence here, go to the comments section and declare your intention by typing IYOKMYOWMPH. Let us now begin. 1. Their own designs unravel. Those who work against a focused individual often believe their methods are strategic and well-planned. They invest energy, time, and resources to build intricate obstacles, convinced their actions will disrupt the other's journey. There may be a moment of satisfaction, a belief that they have gained an advantage before any real engagement occurs. But they fail to grasp a fundamental law. A person moving with purpose is not traveling by force, but by flow. They are carried by a momentum that is not entirely their own. This means every action taken against them meets not just a person, but the current itself. So, the first consequence is always this: the very structures they build collapse inward. The discord they intended for another becomes a vibration in their own life. The energy they release returns to them, often amplified. It is as if the universe holds a perfect mirror, reflecting intention back to its source. The pit dug for another becomes the space they fall into. The web of confusion they weave entangles them. They realize, often too late, that they were not resisting a person, but life's essential motion, and many who attempt this find their own progress dismantled without the other person having to do a thing. The unraveling is so swift and so precise that they are left wondering how things fell apart so quickly. The truth is simple: you cannot successfully block a river that is meant to flow. 2. They forfeit their inner stillness. The second consequence that befalls those who obstruct another's path is not visible, but it is deeply corrosive. They lose their own peace of mind. One of the most powerful qualities of a person in alignment is not their outward strength or resources, but their presence. The quiet, steady energy they radiate. This presence is calm and holds an unspoken integrity. When another person acts against this integrity, their own spirit enters a state of conflict. Even if the focused individual says nothing and does nothing to retaliate, the aggressor begins to feel a profound restlessness. Their sleep becomes shallow. Their mind becomes a turbulent space filled with agitation, doubt, and a quiet anxiety. They may continue to project an image of confidence, but inside, a silent struggle is taking place. They cannot find true rest because, on some level, their inner being knows it has acted out of alignment with harmony. It is often shared years later by those who have done this that they could not find inner quiet after trying to disrupt someone moving with a clear purpose. The centered person doesn't need to act. The laws of nature ensure the other's heart is not at ease. This internal friction is more potent than any external outcome because it erodes their own foundation day and night. Imagine possessing all that you thought you wanted, yet being unable to quiet your own mind. That becomes the condition for those who choose disharmony. Their own mind becomes the source of their suffering. 3. A pattern of obstacles emerges in their life. Those who oppose another's journey may believe they are in full control of their own, but once they move against the natural flow of things, their own path begins to encounter friction. At first, the difficulties might seem minor and unrelated. An important communication is missed, a straightforward agreement dissolves, a simple plan hits an unexpected snag. Yet with time, a clear pattern emerges. Their own life loses its flow. The more they try to resolve one issue, two more appear. It is as if forward momentum itself has stalled for them. Ventures they believed were certain begin to falter. Opportunities that were within reach vanish without reason. Projects unravel. People they depended upon quietly step away. Even their well-being and connections can begin to show signs of strain. What they don't perceive is that these are not random events. They are the results of a cause they themselves set in motion. Every action creates a ripple. And when you act to disrupt the path of another, those ripples return to your own shore. It is like attempting to swim against a strengthening current. The universe favors flow and growth. Anyone working against that automatically puts themselves in a position of resistance to life itself. And when the flow of life itself is pushing back, you cannot win. These obstacles slowly strip them of their own confidence, stability, and sense of ease until they finally recognize that no amount of effort can overcome the principle of consequence. 4. Their true intentions are brought to light. Another profound outcome faced by those who try to hinder another is exposure. Many who operate from a place of negativity rely on concealment. They hide their motives behind pleasant words or misleading actions. They may present themselves as a friend or an ally while privately working to create obstacles. For a while, they might even be successful in hiding their true stance. But here is a deep truth. What is hidden does not stay hidden in the presence of authenticity. The same clarity that illuminates the centered person's path also shines a light on all that is around it. Things that were kept in shadow begin to surface. Private words find their way into the open. False narratives begin to fray. Suddenly, the motivation that was concealed is now visible for others to see. And the more they try to maintain the facade, the more it cracks. The revealing is often seen by friends, colleagues, or their entire community. This is not by chance. Life moves towards truth, while those on their path are elevated by clarity and integrity. Those who oppose them are brought into that same clarity, unable to hide from their own motivations. This revealing is transformative because it dissolves misplaced trust. Once seen, they lose their ability to influence from the shadows. Their situation becomes a quiet lesson for others, a reminder that you cannot work against someone living in integrity and expect your own lack of it to remain hidden. Truth has a way of coming into the light. And when it does, they are left standing in that light, exposed to the very people they wish to deceive. 5. Their own alliances weaken. Those who cause disruption often feel secure in their own circles, believing they have friends and allies who will stand with them. This sense of security can make them feel justified in their actions against another. What they fail to realize is that the principle of alignment does not just affect them, it also affects the people around them. A recurring and powerful pattern is that those who once stood with the disruptor begin to quietly move away. A close associate might have a change of heart. A supporter may suddenly withdraw. Even close relationships can grow distant. The very support system they relied on begins to dissolve. The people they saw as their foundation are no longer there when they look for them. This growing isolation is one of the most sobering consequences because it leaves them standing alone. They find themselves in a situation of their own making, without support, while the person they targeted continues on their path, held by their own sense of purpose. This is not an accident. It is a natural rebalancing. Just as a person in alignment attracts supportive energies, a person creating discord will eventually find themselves isolated. Their alliances weaken because life reorganizes itself around integrity. This isolation is not only a loss of external power, it is a powerful opportunity for introspection. It is a mirror showing them that when you stand against the flow, you ultimately stand alone. 6. They suffer a disquiet of the spirit. The dynamic between a person on their path and one who obstructs it is not only external, it is profoundly internal. Many who oppose another think they are dealing with a person, but they are truly contending with that person's commitment to their own truth, and one's inner world does not remain silent in such a conflict. Those who act against another often begin to experience a deep spiritual unrest. They might have unsettling dreams, filled with imagery of warning. They may feel a sense of weight or unease they cannot trace. Some experience a general sense of being out of step with life, a spiritual friction. Their own inner space feels unsettled. Their nights may become restless, and their spirit feels agitated. This is because the fundamental law of cause and effect is sending a clear message. You are acting out of harmony with yourself and the world. When these inner signals are ignored, the sense of disharmony grows. No amount of outer success or distraction can shield them from these internal echoes. This spiritual turbulence is far more challenging than any external struggle because it cannot be managed with strategies. It is with them always. They come to understand that they are not just dealing with another person. They are wrestling with their own spirit's need for alignment, a contest that always ends in the choice between transformation or continued suffering. 7. Their physical vitality diminishes. One of the most direct but often overlooked consequences of creating negativity is the effect on one's own health. The energy we direct outward has a source, and it leaves a residue. When individuals project animosity, jealousy, or obstructive energy, that frequency is held first within their own system. Over time, this disharmony begins to manifest in the body. Many who persistently work against another start to develop unexplained fatigue, persistent stress, or other physical imbalances. Their body has to process the very negativity they are generating. The lack of inner peace disrupts their system's ability to restore itself. The stress consumes their vital energy. This internal state of conflict can begin to show up as physical signals. In some cases, the decline in vitality is noticeable. Medical professionals may not find a clear cause, because the origin is not purely physical. It is a disharmony of the whole being. This is the price of trying to diminish someone who is anchored in their path. The person in alignment continues to draw strength from their purpose, while the one in opposition feels their own strength drain away. The irony is profound. The individual who wished for another to falter ends up compromising their own body's well-being instead. 8. They must witness the other continue to grow. Perhaps the most deeply frustrating and humbling consequence for an opposer is this: in spite of all their efforts, all their resistance, and all their designs, the person on their path continues to move forward. Every attempt to slow them down becomes a lesson that makes them wiser. Every obstacle is transformed into a source of strength, clarity, and deeper resolve. The opposer can only watch as the very person they hope to see fail begins to flourish in new and unexpected ways. The focused individual becomes more centered, more grounded, and more aligned, while the one creating opposition becomes more entangled in frustration and stagnation. This is a hard truth for the opposer, because it demonstrates that their efforts were not only ineffective, but actually served to strengthen the other person. The one on their path learns to thrive in the very conditions designed to challenge them. What was intended as a limitation becomes a catalyst for greater depth. The opposer is then left to observe the quiet flourishing of the other, a constant and silent testament to the truth that no person can halt a journey that is in flow with life. 9. They ultimately face the sum of their actions. The final and most profound consequence is simply this: the arrival of a natural outcome. Every action taken against another is a cause set in motion, and a time inevitably comes when the effect arrives. Unlike human systems of justice, this natural law cannot be negotiated with or avoided. It unfolds when the conditions are right, and its balancing is perfect. This balancing can appear in many ways: a significant setback, a loss of influence, the erosion of security, or a complete shift in life circumstances. Some experience this as a sudden event that changes everything. Others see things they have worked on for years begin to fade. Some find that the influence they once had is simply no longer there. This is not a random event. It is the impersonal law of balance, ensuring that disharmony cannot be sustained indefinitely. This reckoning is profound because it is final. There is no appeal. There is no escape. The individual realizes too late that every seed of opposition they planted was simply waiting for its season to grow. And when that season arrives, the harvest is theirs alone. This is why those with wisdom are careful not to obstruct the path of another. For they understand that life flows through all of us, and its current will not be denied. People who walk their authentic path are not separate or special. They are simply aligned, guided, and moved by a current of purpose. This is why opposition to them is ultimately futile. If you are one of these people, let this be a moment of clarity. You do not need to engage in the struggle. Remain centered, maintain your grace, and observe how life itself creates balance around you. If you are committed to the practice of walking your own path with peace and integrity, then I invite you to make a promise to yourself to continue this journey. Subscribe to join us as we explore these truths further. Your time of flourishing is here, and its unfolding is natural. Thank you for being present.